This is going to be a little less edited than usual because this update just happened and I want to get this video out as soon as possible. So, Anonymous mode just got removed on Tuesday and was replaced with a randomized cosmetics mode. And making this change has left the game in an unplayable state for me and other YouTubers. So, I just want to say upfront here I will not be playing any Town of Salem 2 until or unless something is done about this change. Not because I don't want to play, but because the current system inhibits me from being able to play normally anymore. So let's get into what happened, why it changed, and where we go from here. Anonymous mode was suggested by YouTubers in the early days of alpha testing as a way to hide from reg hunters, people who intentionally target a specific person, but also to play in normal games. It's difficult to describe, but there's a certain off vibe in games where people know you're there. On the extreme end, people try to figure out who you are and kill you. Then there's the inverse, where people try to figure out who you are to artificially keep you alive for as long as possible, regardless of your role or claim. Then there are people who go out of their way to start acting like a flashy character because they think you might be recording and want attention from the people watching. I could go on. The point is that we just want normal, average games of Town of Salem without all the attention, and Anonymous mode provided that. Beyond those problems specific to just me and a few others, though, Anonymous mode provided comfort to so many other players of this game. I have always believed that the biggest barrier to entry in Town of Salem isn't mechanics, it's confidence. Show of hands, how many of you, when you first started playing, didn't try any risky fake claims because you were scared of getting caught out and letting your teammates down and them blaming you and ruining the game? How about being too nervous to shoot as a town killing because if you were wrong, everyone in chat would yell at you? How many of you still feel that way now, even if to a lesser extent? I do. I would have loved having anonymous mode when I first started playing. It lets you leave whatever happened in that game. When you requeue and you end up with the same players of that game, nobody knows that you were the jailor that missed the final 1-for-1. Nobody can follow or mock you, and that provided a lot of relief to players. If we want this game to grow, players need to feel at ease, and I'm worried what will happen to them with anonymous mode being removed. So, why'd it get removed to begin with? Some players had been abusing Anon mode to reg hunt streamers. When they would queue into lobbies, the reg hunters' names would be hidden, so they wouldn't know that they were there. The streamers being targeted were anonymous themselves, so you'd think there was no way for the reg hunters to single them out. However, there was a bug that would allow players sending friend requests mid game to see the true names of players that were in anonymous mode, so the reg hunters would just send requests to everyone in the lobby until they figured out who they were. Despite removing this exploit, BMG decided to additionally remove anonymous mode altogether. I don't think stream sniping is an issue that can be solved in this game, nor any other online game. It shouldn't be happening. These people shouldn't have to deal with this. But people are going to do it anyway. And while we can take steps to try and lessen its impact, it shouldn't be at the cost of other players' ability to enjoy the game. So, where do we go from here? People have floated around solutions like having a secret alt account or getting a name change on YouTubers' personal accounts. And while that might work temporarily, it isn't a long term solution. There are 14 other people in the game. How many games is it going to take before somebody recognizes themselves in a video or from a discussion the YouTuber is having about the game and realize they were in that match? As soon as one person knows that account name, the secret is out for everyone. Are we supposed to perpetually change our accounts or names week after week? Others have suggested only playing in stack lobbies with trusted players and friends. That could work, but it's a logistical nightmare trying to coordinate an exact date and time to play that works out for 15 people. It isn't a realistic solution to try and do that every time we want to play a game. And more importantly, none of these ideas address the silent majority of people who don't do YouTube that just want to play in anonymous mode so they aren't harassed or targeted game after game. I will say, other content creators you know and I have been in open discussion with the developers trying to find a solution to this, and they seem open to feedback, but I'm not at liberty to share the exact details beyond that right now. Personally, I feel completely disregarded right now. I feel like certain kinds of creators are being prioritized over others. A feature suggested by YouTubers for YouTubers to play the game normally was taken away with no solution. And they know the problems that come with having your name known in a lobby. Because when they played the game on Thursday for their event, they used an anonymous account.